what helped me get started trying to figure out this shape, because Tavis got a really good start and idea from it, but it pretty much, it all honestly changed. And it's kind of my favorite reason as to why it changed is because of some of the form. So like form following function is my personal favorite way of design. So this hood has this structure in it. This is the factory portion of the hood. All we did on the bottom side of the hood was like smooth out the factory, or fill in these factory openings, and then do the extension off the back for the extension off the hood. Back to this is factory part of the hood. And that is why I had to build this recessed area in the inners, is because it has to follow that shape. And then I wanted it to come up to meet up here. So I think I've talked about this in another video, but another part of what drove the design of this is the arc. This entire top is arched a little bit, and that matches this radius. So this radius actually goes up and kind of crowns in this area, and that's this entire top of the inner fender matches that. This portion of the inner fender also curves this direction, and the reason I did that is because this fender curves this direction. So it's very slight, but this curve matches this way and this curve matches this way. It's not like something you might even pick out without knowing it, but if it wasn't like that, it wouldn't look as good, if that kind of makes sense. Like, it's a subtlety, I think, just helps everything flow really good. I just wanted the inner fender to look almost like an extension of the fender. So this shape started this kind of a corner, and I knew there was a corner here, so I thought it would look good if this line carried all the way through. Just there again, looks kind of purpose built and intentional. I honestly kind of got lucky with this part, but I really like the way it turned out, because this line goes and opens up, and then you stand back and it goes right over the top of the headlight perfectly. So we don't have the headlights in right now, obviously, but when you stand at the front of the car, it gives it a really cool look, because it looks like, one, it's aggressive because it's like V's into the front, just like the nose has this little point to it. It all kind of points together, and then these lines sitting right over the top of the headlight looks really cool. And how that all just, I think it just turned out really good. And it's, some of it is the design of it and like the vision for it, but a lot of it is like, okay, this is the hood shape, this is what we have to deal with. So kind of work off of that. This has to flow up because the radiator, and this comes right here. So that's kind of where we had to work with. It's fun to see all that come together. This stuff has been nailed down for a little while now. Basically, where we're at in the project is going back through and just final fitting everything. There's inherently loose ends as you go. The shape's roughed in and it's really close. So now I'm going through and like finishing up the flanges. I'm gonna start like nut certing the firewall. All the fasteners are gonna be hidden on all these panels. So going through and like dialing in, you know, how these are gonna fit together and fasten, and how we're gonna access everything for fastening. Like all this stuff I kind of had in the back of my head is getting finalized now. I really like how these turned out. So this is the hood popper, as well as the hood stopper. So you need both. When you open the hood has to get elevated so you can get your fingers under it to pick it up. But when you close the hood, you also have to have points of contact on the edges. This does both, but it's like, it's the cleanest way that I could come up with doing it. So it almost looks like just a little dimple dyed area, but this hood bumper drops down, goes right into that hole, pushes that down. I got the cleat goes in there right now, it can't close, but, and then it stops, and that's what sets the height, and then you open it and it pops and that opens the hood. So it's kind of a cool dual function piece of it that's like the cleanest way that I could come up with doing it and having it work well. Yeah, it's a lot. We've been going through and getting the grill fit well to the body as best we can. We've been working down this side, both sides, getting the door gaps, all the panel gaps dialed in, blocking across the panels, getting the level right, using our body splines and straight edges and long blocks, and trying to get all the shapes of this car just right. It's a real trick, and it's super, super time consuming to get that all dialed in. I mean, we're thinking ahead of this car under the lights at SEMA, and basically has to be our best work. So when I thought about this car initially, you kind of think it might be a little bit easier to bodywork just because it's flatter, I guess. I don't know, but that's kind of not the right way to think about it, because some of these curvier cars are actually easier. You can get away with more. This car is so flat on the sides, you're gonna see everything. And it's got a bunch of body lines. These body lines pick up and drop off all over the place. This one from the front in the fender carries all the way through the doors and the quarter panel all the way to the back. So that line has to be consistent, but they threw a little curveball at us, and it actually like fades away through this portion of the door and then like picks back up in this cove. So I don't even know how we're gonna finish that area yet. You know, these little coves go and taper, and go up, and then this one comes down into it, and it's a maze of lines. And the gaps on these cars originally are not good. We've added material to the bottom of both doors, the front of the hood, the bottom of the trunk lid, like a 1/4 inch of material welded all the way across there just to get that gap right. Really been fighting the hood fit. That's been driving me nuts trying to get that dialed in. Basically all these panels and the trunk, we ran into the same issue. The panels dive into each other. So we're having to cut and move metal to get it up to where it's flat across, because we want that reflection to be as straight across as we can. And even if it's not perfectly straight, it at least needs to be even. So the panels can't flow together like this. They flow together in a curve. So it's normal stuff. Everybody that's been through this, everybody that's trying to reach this level gets to these points and they have to figure out and make these types of decisions. And it's challenging. They like have to focus on a little area, but then like a 4-foot square at the same time. It's fun. We're sneaking up on a point where we're done like welding on this car. The frame is totally painted, suspension's assembled, the underside of the body's been painted. It's bolted down to the chassis for good. So that was a great point to get to. I'm hoping that by the end of the week, I'll be done welding, and that will be a really good point to get to. It'll just be final fit and body work from here on out. And like when this whole thing is covered in primer, we'll have to make a video because I will probably be very excited. But it's a push. We're at a point in the project where we have to start to kind of set those mile markers for ourselves to reach, because going to SEMA, it's 6 months away, but it's going to sneak up on us really fast. So it's like, that's why I say welding has to be done this week. We have to be doing body work and priming hardcore all next month. It's a challenge for sure, trying to do that and keep up on everything else in the shop. It's coming together really good. So kind of touched on the grill a little bit, but it's really well wrapped up. I have to bond this piece to the shell. This grill kind of came as like basically as much of a bare bones shell as it can be. So we've had to go through and panel bond different attachment points all over the place, which includes this piece. There's a panel bonded piece all the way across the bottom that this grill attaches to, so they kind of flange and meet together. Yeah, these grills and the bumper have been nothing short of a challenge. Now watch, like, no, I'm not, this won't happen. Like, customer comes in and is like, well, why don't we just paint these? I'm like, what? No, we have worked so hard to preserve a raw carbon fiber finish on these. And I'm trying to find a body color that works with this well, and we're working on the bronze color right now, which has been a real challenge, but I'm sure we'll nail it. Try and find the right one. Body work on the back is getting close. So just going through, and Connor spent some time getting these gaps dialed in, and we had to do a little bit of welding on the edge, and yeah, there again, panel level across and getting the spoiler to flow really nice side to side into itself. The back of the body is in primer, but I'm not even gonna call it a first prime. It was just kind of worked out to get a jump start on it. So we'll probably prime this entire car at least 3 times and block on after each prime. That gives us a chance to go back over it again and again and again, so that we can think we're done, and then probably do some spot priming after that. The fit that we're going for is so specific and so technical, right? Like when we're putting this thing back together, we're dealing with like 64ths of an inch, because that is how affected everything is, and the lines are going to be that close. As many variables as we can eliminate, the more the better, and that's why the body is bolted down to the frame. So just the simple act of like picking the body up off the frame and repositioning it on the frame, things move, and it's sometimes impossible to put the body back in the exact same spot as you had it before. So by finishing the underside of the body in the frame and bolting it down for good, we eliminate that variable. Just like how we have the weight, the entire weight of the car and the suspension is on the tire, theoretically, the hub. Just because, you know, the weight is here, this is a super solid Art Morrison chassis, but they all move. It's just materials and they flex. So having the weight on the tires, the body on the frame for good, is our absolute best bet at doing all this body work, taking it apart and putting it back together in the same spot. That is a real challenge. I remember doing a 36 4-door convertible. It was on an Art Morrison chassis again. It was super solid, but spent honestly 2 days trying to get that body in the exact same spot, because you shim it and shift it. So those are just some challenges. If we can plan ahead and set up a cart system like this to where we can protect the frame and have it done like this, it's way more efficient and turns out a better product. So I love all those little types of upgrades to the shop and how we do things. Okay, now I think I'm done.